Hello, ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys. You are now entering Season 2 of the Swan Hockey podcast. Swan Hockey is flying around the junior hockey world one episode at a time. You'll experience things dreams are made of, as well as things of terrible nightmares. Strap in, hold on, and enjoy the ride. And now, Swan Hockey.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Swan Hockey Season 2. I am Eric Swanek, and I am joined here with a good friend of mine, Ryan Swain from Swain's Hockey Skills and Development. What's going on, Ryan?
What's up, Swanee? How we doing?
Doing great. Beautiful day. Got a good night's sleep. It was a crazy night. I've been watching I've been watching Lost at night. And I've been having, over the past few nights, I've been having some just crazy nightmares, but they're kind of fun. So it's kind of enjoyable. I'm on the island and everything. And so crazy nights.
I don't know if I'm happy for you or I'm sorry for you.
I don't know. Right now it's fun. I'm doing hockey during the day and then I go to bed and I'm in Lost. And it's kind of fun, which kind of give me an idea. Those escape rooms. You know what I'm talking about? You go to escape rooms and then you have 2 hours to try to escape or whatever. Imagine if they did a Lost, like an escape room island. You're there for 6 months. You got to try to escape a tourist attraction. Oh man. But yeah, so I want to talk about, so everybody at home. So Ryan put out a reel on Instagram this week, and I actually saw another one where somebody touched on it yesterday. But it looks like you beat them to the punch. And we're going to play the reel now, but it's basically talking about, obviously skill development and all that. So we're going to play the reel now and we're going to dive into it.
Okay, guys, new season, same problems. We're coaching tons of kids. Mite, squirt, peewee, bantam, midget, really doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter the level. Parents are saying, Johnny got moved from D to forward or from left wing to right wing. He's never done it before, yada, yada. Okay, great. But everyone has the same problems. The game doesn't change. It's the same sheet of ice. There's one puck. It's 5-on-5, one goalie aside. Don't you think it's important to know in all scenarios where everybody else is supposed to be on the rink before you even introduce a puck? Meaning, if you're a right wing, but somehow you're the first guy back in a retrieval and there's one D in the corner and maybe the second D did a bad change, where should you go? On the flip side of that, where's the puck trying to go on offense? Are you guys thinking like that? Parents, are you thinking like that? Players, are you thinking like that? I want to know. So drop a comment. Maybe this is a terrible take. Maybe it's not.
So, yeah, Ryan, why don't you dive a little more into that? Because I think it's an awesome topic that needs to be touched on.
Yeah, so really, my thought process behind it is, first of all, I've coached all different levels from, squirt and peewee in the spring and summer to peewee bantam, super, super high-end teams last year, some decent U16, U18 teams, work with some junior guys, and obviously all the skills and stuff over the summer and in the off season. So this comes to me from all different perspectives. Myself as a player, I used to think about this stuff. I'm not really sure why. I'm not sure I was ever taught it. I think it just made sense to me, watching NHL games or whatever you could find on TV. So, if you talk to someone who's let's say super high end, some of the pro guys, this is just it's kind of they already know it. And then you talk to someone at the very, very bottom of the scale, maybe someone who's newer or, AA, even some of the AAA kids that are a little bit younger and the midgets. I mean, you tell some of them and they kind of look at you like you're crazy. So I don't know why there's such a big disconnect with this thought process or why people don't talk about it, because I think you have to know it. Everyone, and this is where the positionless hockey comes from. So my take on it is, everybody says when you're little, play D, play forward, play right wing, play center, whatever. Like get all of your reps so you can, I guess one, see what you like, especially when you're younger, right? You're not really saddled to anything. Guys change positions all the time. So I think that's one. Two, I think it's because people want you to know about every position and what you're supposed to do. I think it's pretty difficult to understand like all of the little intricacies with every position, especially like as you move up in level. But all I was really trying to say in the reel was like if you're not going to play every position, I think that is completely fine. But I also think you need to know where your next move is. And that's not always like you're not always going to be the left wing, for example, because hockey, as great of a game as it is, it's also chaotic. So what happens when, there's a bad change or someone loses an edge or, it's just chaos. Like it's constant chaos, constant switches, which communication is key. But I feel like if you know where the puck is going or know where the puck is most likely going to go or where, the release points are or the outs are, some people call it, I think it's important because it'll make your life easier. Like you don't always have to just react to, the puck moving low to high. Why not? If you think that that's the only out, why not, move 5-10 feet closer to the wall? Like just little things like that. It's kind of I can see where it's kind of confusing for some people to like just listen to it, I guess, and not be able to see it. But at the same time, it's not really different than like any other process, like putting together a chair or a couch or whatever. Like you can work backward and know like where everything is supposed to go. It's not always going to work that way. But, okay, 80% of the time, the puck's most likely going here. And why is it going there?
Right.
Does that make sense? Like, I feel like it's a lot of information, and it's easy to get, like, tangled up with that stuff. But I also think it's, like, not that deep either.
Yeah, 100%. Well, like, to elaborate on your example, it's like you're putting together a table with your friends, and it's like, okay, I'm in charge of the left leg. And, okay, time to screw in the right leg. Oh, well, Johnny went to the bathroom. Can you do the right leg? Oh no, I'm in charge of the left leg. I don't know what to do. Like, no, you know how to put the table together. It's, you adapt, right? Like, and it's like that saying, criminals make the best cops, right? Because they know how to think like a criminal, so they're able to be a cop, right? It's kind of just understanding the game. And like when I remix the reel or whatever you call it, it's called hockey IQ. You have to know how to play the game. Like at the end of the day, everybody's a hockey player. You're not a left wing or a center or a defenseman. You're a hockey player. You may specialize in left wing or center or defense, but you're a hockey player. And for everybody, especially at the younger levels, it's important to know when you get to the upper levels. I mean, how many times have we seen players not get opportunities because maybe they're a left wing and the coach says, "Hey, we're loaded at left wing." Okay, well, imagine if you could also play center. Imagine if you could also play D, right? You'll open up more opportunity for yourself, and not limit opportunity. You got to be a hockey player.
Yeah, I mean, I think when you talk about like the upper levels, I think it gets a little bit. It's a little bit like trickier because, like as there's teams that'll flat out be like, I need a lefty, or a righty,
100%,
righty, or a lefty, left wing. So it gets more intricate. So that's why I think it's almost two different conversations about, playing every position and knowing what every position is supposed to do. And
right.
Honestly, on both sides of the puck, like
you're right.
It backward, like if you're on offense, and the puck's in the corner and you're F3 and other guys on the D you're playing against, they're facing the puck. Like, where's the soft ice? Right? Again, not every situation's cookie cutter by any stretch of the imagination.
Right.
But where is the soft ice? You know what I mean? Is it in the circle? Is it in the middle of the slot? Is it at the top of the crease? Like, in my opinion, you're going to get most likely your feet in the circle, like where most of the goals scored in the NHL, inside the circle, right? So that's a high scoring offense. So if you're, let's say you're a center and your D is chasing the guy back on like a foot race, a flip puck, and you're the first guy back, like, are you just going to go right to the corner and help, or are you going to wait in the slot and maybe pick somebody up who's in the middle? Like, I think, like, you should know what to do. Maybe that's like a bad example because I feel like that's like the floor. Like, everyone should know that. But like,
right. Well, yeah, you're making it basic for everybody.
You have to, yeah, you have to know where the puck wants to get to. Like, I tell guys all the time, why would you run at a guy in the corner and leave the net wide open? If the puck goes in from the corner or from the wall, like, it's on the goalie.
Yeah, everyone's looking at the goalie at that point.
Put it. Right, just let it stay there. There's no like, if you're unsure of yourself, why are you running in the corner? Why are you running to the wall? Just leave it there. Right, allow everybody else in your team to catch up and hopefully get into position that we can contain where the puck is. You don't have to necessarily get the puck right away if it's in the corner on the wall and you are not sure of where your help is.
Right. Now at the youth levels, like particularly the younger levels, where do you find this stems out of? So this, unhappiness or unwillingness to want to play different positions, does it stem from, do you find it's more parents that are saying, oh, well, if little Johnny's playing wing instead of center or playing D instead of wing, he's not going to be as happy, so we want him to play in his position of choice? Or do you think it's people that are just going, just kind of going off the wall with this, like, oh, it's not good for his development. Like, how's he going to play in the NHL? I mean, if he doesn't get what he needs now at 8 years old, how's he going, or at 12 years old, 13 years old, how's he going to play in the NHL? Like, is it, which end of the spectrum is it? Or is it a little bit of both? Or do you find, like, which one do you find it's more? Or is it something else?
I mean, I think it definitely could be both, because I think the parents obviously get in the way a lot when you're talking about like a regular season team.
Yeah.
I think that happens a lot. I think a lot's said in the car ride home, at the house. And the other thing is too, is probably just like everyone coaches like your left wing, do your job, right? Or you're responsible for this side of the ice. And I don't think it gets talked about enough, like the gray area, which is almost more than it is. Like, if you're the left wing, I understand what your responsibilities are, but there's way more to that, obviously. So I feel like, for example, if you're the left wing and there's an offensive player wide open in the slot and the puck's on your side and there's a guy wide open in the slot or in the circle, would you rather cover your point, or would you rather help on the guy who's wide open? And I think the first answer for most kids is probably either I don't know or take the point. But really, it's like, where's the puck most dangerous? And the obvious answer is in front of the net. So why would you leave the guy wide open in front of the net? And then the general response is, well, it's not my guy. But I always counter with, okay, but you were on the ice, you got off the ice, you and your 4 teammates are minus them, and the team's down by a goal. So does it really matter whose fault it is or whose guy it is, or would you rather just work as a team and protect the most vulnerable areas of the rink?
Yeah, like at a certain point, you got to play hockey.
Changing the thought process. Right, because, okay, like the same example. If you're the left winger, you're, let's say, top of the circle, and the guy's 15 feet behind you, wide open, you realize it. What's the harm in sliding down, picking up the guy's stick, letting the puck go low to high, and then you could get out to the point and hopefully block it or force it back down the wall or whatever. But that 3, 4, 5, 6 seconds, however long it is, will hopefully allow the rest of the guys to figure out where the breakdown was and get back in your set.
Right. Yeah. And I think understanding in a game, again, is hockey sense, hockey IQ. One of the biggest things that matters at the upper levels is like, again, like at the end of the day, you're playing hockey. You're not playing left wing. You're playing hockey, right? Left wing is like, again, like, subcategory, whatever, but you got to play the game. You got to be able to think the game, and it's going to help you. The more you understand about what every position does, right? It helps you against your opponents too. It just helps with everything. Like the more you understand about the game, the higher your hockey IQ is, the more you're going to be able to be ahead of it. Right. And as opposed to always being a step behind of, oh, that just happened. Okay, let me do this. Right. You're going to be able to start thinking and playing simultaneously.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
yeah, I think people should watch like just more hockey, honestly. NHL games. Like I think the best example of this is like when you're on offense and they start to break the puck out or they flip it out and we're chasing it. Like you're going back to help the D and play defense, right? I think that's the best example of knowing where you're supposed to be. And then, like if you're a forward and you get the puck before the D for whatever reason, but like obviously this happens, what are you going to do with it? Like where do you go when you grab it, get your head up, feet up ice, and you're looking? Like what do you do with the puck now? Like I don't know that a lot of the kids would know the answer. It might just be, oh, I'm going to rim it, or
right.
like kind of panic. You know what I mean? And again, I don't really think the question or the thought is that deep. I think it's like a pretty reasonable thing to know. Like it only help you.
100%.
Come game time.
Yeah, and I think people psych themselves out. I think people make it a bigger problem. Like my response to the real, like I said, like it's a very real problem that's really not real at all. Like I think people make it a bigger problem than it is. Like this is stuff that, again, everybody should be doing. Everybody should know how to do it. It's hockey IQ, and everybody, like I said in the response reel, I think more people do know than they give themselves credit for. And the example that I used, which was silly but I believe true, is when they're playing NHL video game on Xbox or PlayStation, they control every guy. They know what to do, right? It's not like the puck gets dumped in the corner. It's like, oh shit, I play wing. I don't know how to go get that. No, you're not thinking as much. You're having fun. You're playing the game. You know what to do. You know what to do with that guy. You know what, like a lot of you guys out there, more than what you're giving yourself credit for. Like I think a lot of you guys just psych yourselves out and start hitting the panic button, and you're paying attention. Now that alert is going off and you're paying attention to that alert of uh-oh, instead of just paying attention and playing the game. Like you guys know what to do.
Yeah, no, I agree for sure. And I think the argument is like, it's like, oh we do this on the breakout. We do this on the forecheck. My coach says this, my coach says that, which I understand that. I just think it's not really a matter of like whatever system you play or the structure you're given. I think it's really just like knowing where the puck should go or where it could go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, knowing
it's
the
not
game.
always like, yeah, it's not like gun to your head. It's like, all right, if you're the guy on offense in the corner and it's kind of like you're stuck, there's 2D on you and your other forward are battling for the puck. It's a 2-on-2 battle. Like it's chaos, right? You're trying to stay on your feet. You're trying to protect the puck. Where are your outs without even looking? Like where is a release point for you with the puck?
Right.
Like I think an easy example would be to rim it up the strong side to the D, which, may or may not be available depending on where their winger is. Or flip it, try to get it to the other goal line, the other side, so your F3 can come down and scoop it up. Or maybe it's a hard rim to the weak side to where the weak side D can just slide over and regain full possession. Like this might be a little bit advanced for like the younger levels, but if you watch NHL teams, like this is what they all do. It's not anyone, like no one, I mean, someone had to have made this up, I guess, but no one's reinventing the wheel. Like everyone's doing kind of the same thing.
Right. Right. And do you touch, like, what do you, when you're dealing with, your NHL players over the summers and everything with training, do you guys touch on much of this, or what, how does this correlate to the training? Like, are there certain tendencies that you find with the NHL guys and the pro guys that, are different, in this category, in terms of the way they're doing drills or what drills they're able to do or how they're doing them, that differentiates from, some of the younger guys?
Yeah. I mean, I think the training aspect is they want to work on things that, they're not good at, number one. And number two, they want to work at things that are like uncomfortable for them, like different wall pickups, different shooting stuff in tight, like things that, they may happen like once every 3 games, once every 2 games, which obviously isn't a lot, but you want to be able to have that skill set on your tool belt to where when it does happen, no one thinks anything about it. They're like, "Oh, that was a good play."
Yeah, you don't have 18,000 people
boy.
like, "Oh, what just happened?"
Right.
So yeah,
So I think that's like pretty important. And most of the guys, like, we do a ton of wall stuff, getting it off the wall, making a play off the wall. Like it's a lot because most of the game is played on the walls.
Yeah, absolutely. And so like just a lot of stuff that they're doing that kind of can correlate to or translate to any situation, any position on the ice.
Yeah, just trying to get comfortable in those awkward spots. And like some of this stuff, like I'll ask questions and talk to them about like what they do, what their D coach would tell them, what their forward coach would tell them, because it helps me understand more and like build some drills that you can correlate these scenarios. But it's also interesting to get the perspective. I talk to those guys just in general about different hockey things, like the different junior levels and versus when they were going through it to what is now, and different little plays that go on during the game, stuff that they see, stuff that I kind of ask them to see what they think. It helps me understand some more, also develop some different things to work on. But it's funny, like you talk to them about, like a good example would be like these different junior leagues and all these different things that the kids are doing now, which is a little bit different than 5-10 years ago. That is like, I don't even know how to say this correctly, I guess, but like something that's like so far gone to them, like they don't even know what I'm talking about. But to the common everyday youth hockey person, like these things are like what people are striving for and what people are spending money on, or like it just, I guess what I'm saying is like the mentality from the people at the top versus, like, I would say the bottom or the in between, like it's a little nuts. And I mean, I'm not really trying to get into the weeds with all of this, but like I guess a good example would be the mindset of those guys, of how you show up, how you prepare, how you even get on the ice, how you get dressed, the timing of everything is basically like it's just cemented in their brain. For these youth hockey or junior hockey guys that are maybe experiencing it for the first time, or aren't serious but think they're serious, like this is just like the literal floor of what's expected. How you prepare, right, how you take care of yourself, how you show up on time. Like the younger ages and the guys moving up trying to get to these higher levels, like a lot of them, they can't even prepare the proper way. For the high end of the spectrum, it's just what they do.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
I'm sure they were taught it at one point or the other, but it's what they do. Like there's no gray area. It's like games at 1. Okay, I know what I'm doing from the time I wake up to the time I go on the ice for warm up. Like they know what they're doing. I don't know if that makes sense, or we're going down.
it's a whole different it's a whole different mentality. And I talk to a lot of players about that in terms of like, you got to see this a different way. And it's not necessarily adding all these different layers on top of it. It's just standing in the same room, just in a different corner. Right. And you see a whole different perspective, and, you got to, again, it's just a different It's just a different mentality and kind of, and again, I don't want to go into the weeds of this either. Maybe this is a different episode. But I was speaking with somebody this morning about in terms of, and to even, again, go deeper from what you were just saying is with some of the chaos and stuff that's going on in hockey these days and with how it's structured and just kind of how out of control it's gotten. I'd be very curious to know the data, and we might look into this a little bit, but know the data of all the players in the NHL today. How many of them went through this crazy process of, we got to do this, we got to do that, we got to go move away at 14 and play here at this academy, 50 grand, like all this different stuff, like, or we're not going to make it, versus how many of them just lived kind of more normal lives, played locally, did their thing, had fun, and when it was, and then when it was time to go, move away, like, it was to the USHL or to Major Junior or to the BCHL, I'd be interested to know what their paths looked like in terms of, pre junior hockey, maybe at, 13, 14, 15 versus how chaotic a lot of people make this for themselves.
Yeah. I mean, I would be interested too, because I don't think, like, I'm 30, so I'm at a junior hockey 10 years exactly. I don't really remember many academies and stuff being around when I was going through it. Like, the big one was, I think still is TPH. They're kind of all over the place, but I think when I was going through it, they were just in Atlanta. And they were pretty solid. Like, we played them at 18. Like, I'm not sure if they had a ton of kids move there or what, but now it's just like there's academies everywhere. I don't really think there's anything wrong with it, but I also don't know if it's necessary.
Right. And it depends how you use it too.
Yeah. Right. You don't live a normal life, which, I've been doing it forever. I feel like those are amazing. If you're like a self-sufficient, kind of self-determined, self-motivated, like you can get up every day and do what you have to do, get extra training, get extra ice time. But if you're somebody who is just like, I don't need to be doing all this, you can kind of like, you might get worse, because I feel like there's a lot of downtime, and too much downtime could be bad, especially if you don't know how to use it.
Yeah. Like a lot of it depends how it's used. And I think one of the biggest problems is people feeling like if they don't do some of these things, like it's over. Like, if I don't drive 2 hours each way to practice 3 times a week with my 13-year-old, he's never going to make it. Like, no. Like that doesn't even matter. Like, so it'd just be interesting to see, the chaos meter, chaos level of the guys that are, playing in the NHL today. But yeah, everybody, let us know what you think. Feel free to chime in the Discord. Let us know your thoughts on this episode. Let us know your thoughts on the topic. Let us know your thoughts on your own playing career, how you're implementing this, or maybe you're somebody that struggles with this. Let us know. And then anybody participating in Season Pass, our free rewards program, remember, we have the new way of doing the streaming rewards now. For more information, join the Swan Hockey Discord server. You can get there from swanhockey.com or swanhockey.io. You'll be able to get more information there. And Ryan, this was awesome. Anything that you want to close with, or anything else that you wanted to say on this topic?
No, I think if anyone, has questions or is interested in maybe having a conversation, like send me an email or DM on Instagram, and I'd be more than happy to have a chat, because I feel like it's, again, it's an easy thing, but it's also easy to get confused when you're just kind of listening to a conversation. So more than happy to elaborate. If anyone has questions, just reach out for sure.
Yeah. And your website's swainshockeyskills.com, right? Or Swain's Hockey Skills and Development?
Yep, that's right.
Which one?
And the email is swainshockeyskills@gmail.com.
Okay. What the website? Oh, swainshockeyskills.com is the website.
Yep.
All right, cool. Awesome. But yeah, Ryan, thanks for doing this. I'm sure you'll be back soon.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no, of course. I'm sure we'll be doing more of these. But yeah, everybody, until next time, I'll see you in the Discord.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Swan Hockey Podcast. We remind you that season pass points are available to listeners. For more information, please visit www.swanhockey.io. Until next time.